Civil Unrest.
Hola.
Welcome to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
And today we're going to talk about...
whether people will get enough rest before the election.
You mean like they're not well rested, like they have unrest?
Yes, because someone asked in the comments if after the election if there was going to be civil unrest, and I figured everyone would get a good night's sleep, but maybe
not. I don't see there being a civil war. I mean, your small arms fire ain't going to do nothing against a Bradley fighting vehicle or a tank. Just saying. And as I was just telling Gary, there was a comedian I was watching where it's like, they're doing a fake interview of like a Trumper that's like, yeah, I got my AR-15 in my plate and I'm ready to go. And then on the other side is like just some Army private that's got a controller for a drone, just monitoring a bunch of Gravy SEALs all huddled up somewhere, and they're one Hellfire missile away from visiting their maker. Yeah, this wouldn't go well.
Yeah, so I mean, civil war is in the eye of the beholder, isn't it?
Sure.
Right. So civil. That's why we're going to go with civil unrest. Will there be widespread civil unrest post-election?
I guess it could be on both sides depending on who wins.
Absolutely. Because Trump, of course, if he's on the losing end, he's going to go right down the election interference and the rigged election. And if Trump wins, there'll be a whole bunch of people that are very, very upset about the future of their democracy.
Yeah, more Americans upset about it than those who voted for it.
Yeah, I have a hunch that the level of civil unrest, if Trump wins, is going to be far greater than if Trump loses.
Yeah,
that's my prediction. So
it's just the violence level will be different.
We could throw cards on that, can't we?
Ah, yes.
What a great idea! And look at this. We've got a Twin Tarot channel. What are the
tarot cards? All right.
Let's look at that. We could have just thought of that and then thought that we could throw cards on it. Just like amazing to me.
All right. So let's look at energy around civil unrest post-election results. Foundation of the reading, Knight of Wands. Oh, by the way, entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
Knight of Wands. There might be some organized protests coming on either side. There'll be a movement, actions being taken, value-driven, maybe financially driven on this. Honestly, what I'm really getting for this is that I think the elections go forward. I do think the elections are secure, because voting is kind of one of the most valuable things in a democracy. And then underneath it are those who would cast doubt on the legitimacy of the elections. So I think the elections go forward. I think they're secure. Democracy and elections, free and fair elections, are the foundation of American society. But there are those that would claim that the elections are stolen that would throw democracy right under the bus. They don't care about democracy. They care about themselves.
They care about winning, baby.
Yep. In the past, you got the Seven of Wands.
Fight.
Fight. It's, we are as divided as we've ever been in the last 150 years or so. Maybe if you go back 160 years to 170 years, you could find a bigger division. But there's a big division going on in this country, and certainly leading up to the election in 2020, things was boiling over, and I think we've lowered the temperature a little bit, but it's election time again, and the temperature is going up. The current situation is the Knight of Swords. So even though I think we end up with free and fair elections, there are going to be those who are going to go forward and claim that this is stolen. Election fraud, election interference, stolen election. And there we go with the overarching energy is the Five of Wands, the Hillbilly Brawl card, because there ain't no brawl like a Hillbilly Brawl.
Also, the J.D. Vance family reunion card, apparently.
Yeah. So those who would come forward and say that the election was stolen, they're doing it to rile people up. They feel like if they can get people out there protesting, rioting in the streets, that it will bully the courts into doing what they want done to try and get civil unrest back to civil rest.
Yes.
But it's funny because it could be both sides. If Trump were to win, we should all be out protesting.
Yeah.
But the difference is, the energy level, the violence that's associated with it. The lesson we learn is the World card, bringing something to a conclusion. The world's watching this election, and what happens in America impacts the rest of the world. But I think that this hopefully is the last election that we have to deal with the threats of a stolen election, potential insurrections, and things like. I don't think there'll be an insurrection. I think there will be people angry and protesting, likely because they're being lied to.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's going to be another insurrection. I think we're going to bring.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're going to bring it to a close. Go on.
No, I'll do my reading when you're done.
And then outcome is the Ten of Wands. But even though we've gotten through this, it's just beginning. Even though the election, I think, is free and fair, there's a lot of energy around it, and there's going to be a lot of challenges to the election that's going to make life difficult for the winner of the election and the party that wins the election.
Yeah, so it says it's the energy around the election if there's going to be civil unrest. So you got the Knight of Wands, the messaging going out, the Ace of Pentacles, kind of new beginnings, things of value. Could be the young voters that finally came out and voted for their values. In the past, we've got the defend, fight, fight, fight. We've been defending our democracy, defending election integrity. The current energy is the Knight of Swords, I believe.
Yeah.
So, that Sir Lancelot going out and taking no prisoners. It could be. You can look at it as MAGA or Trump saying, there's election interference and we got to fight. You could look at it, the Democrats, saying, we have got the best candidates. We got secure elections. Trump's just trying to grift. There's a lot of messaging going out. Overarching energy is the Five of Wands. It's just all the chaos around the election because, like Dave mentioned, all of the lies and half-truths and mistruths that are being thrown out there.
This is not a kumbaya election.
No, it is not a bringing together everyone election.
That's what that is.
The overarching energy of the World card, the lesson to be learned is the World card. Everyone's watching us. This is the election that brings the end of the cycle. If it's the end of the cycle, is the end of MAGA, the whole MAGA movement, or is it the end of the cycle of us having free and fair elections? That remains to be seen. And then the outcome is that Ten of Wands, that burden, dragging this burden home, dragging it to its conclusion. Underneath it all, you've got the Hangman, where it's basically people looking at this from a different perspective. They're looking at this not as free and fair and secure elections, but looking at it and messaging that the elections are fraudulent. So is there going to be civil unrest?
Yes.
I think you've got that overarching energy as the chaos card. Yeah. I suspect that there will be some level of unrest. Now, whether it's going to be the like we're speculating at first is it going to be the Democrats or the Republicans that are creating the civil unrest? And I suspect that if it's the Republicans, it will be small, one-off type little things. If it's the Democrats, it's going to be big, organized, and really in your face, personally. So can I throw? You want to throw a little on if it's the Republicans that are causing the civil unrest?
Well, you could say if the Republicans are creating civil unrest, how will it look like?
Okay, or how
And
will it
then,
go?
yeah, and then we can look at the Democrats too, but
Okay, so
it's going to be the Republicans.
yeah,
So
if the Republicans cause civil unrest, what's the energy? How will it go for them? Will they be successful in changing all of our minds that the election was rigged?
yeah,
For entertainment purposes only, although I'm not terribly entertained by some of the shenanigans. Okay, the foundation, 7 of Wands. Fight, fight, fight. You got to fight, fight, fight. I don't care if I got, a mosquito bite on my ear. You need to fight, fight, fight.
I don't care if we lost 57 to 43. We still are going to impose our will.
Exactly. Did you see how good his ear looks?
Yeah,
It's clearly he's the chosen one because he can heal. He heals like Wolverine.
exactly.
So fight, fight, fight is the foundation. Underneath it, you've got the 4 of Swords. So the question is, if the Republicans have civil unrest, how's it going to go for them? They're fighting, they're defending their democracy because they're a bunch of patriots, but they're thinking about it. There's like, okay, well, we remember what happened to the last set of patriots on January 6th.
Yeah, I think, yeah, there you go, right there. We have to be real careful because look at the card underneath it.
Yep. Boom.
Remember what happened to the last patriots that caused an insurrection?
Right. And as Linda G said on that, the 9 of Swords is internally driven, the 10 of Swords is externally driven. This is the 10 of Swords. The kind of the underlying energy is they saw what happened to the other January 6 patriots that were given an external nudge in the general direction of the Capitol building and told to, fight, fight, fight. They haven't forgotten about that.
I think what'll happen here is there will be people who will protest locally.
Yes.
but don't expect them to gather in large forces in Washington, D.C. and pull the same stuff they pulled 4 years ago. I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah. In the past, Ace of Swords, the sword of truth. The word is out there. It's like, we saw what happened to the other guys.
Yep.
And we have to be careful. We got to think about this. If we're going to create civil unrest, we got to make sure we know what the truth is. The current energy is the magician, manifesting, basically creating things. So as far as civil unrest, right now, Trump's still doing the same old parlor tricks. It's the election's rigged. There's election interference. Everything is against me, and I'm kind of wondering if this is more of a negative energy than a positive energy. They're seeing the same old manifestations from Trump.
To me, it's they're being lied to. It's an illusion.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the same old, the election was stolen, but that's not true. Like, where's the proof? And that card kind of helps with that.
Yeah. The overarching energy is the hermit. They've got to stop and think and look down the path one step at a time and come to their own conclusions if this election requires civil unrest. The lesson to be learned, 6 of Wands, victory. It's all about winning, baby. You got to make sure you win. You can't play if you don't win, right? Or no, wait a minute. You can't win if you don't play. That's exactly it. So they've got to, find their own path. The lesson to be learned is, the overarching is find your own path. Lesson to be learned is victories. What does victory mean to you? I guess, is it going to be fair and square? Outcome. Let's see what the outcome is. The star. Oh, interesting outcome. Is there
That
going
could
to
be
be
the calm after. The star card could also be the calm after the storm.
Yeah. So is there going to be civil unrest? Um, I think people are going to be more contemplative about this, because at the end of the day, I think what this is saying is that the election results are so convincing, the victory is so convincing that they just don't need to go out there and do this again, because they saw what happened last time.
Yeah.
And they're going to be a lot more cautious. And I think once again, this is one of those. It's just the margin of victory is too big.
The only thing I would throw in addition to that is I think what you're going to have is you're going to have a group of people that want to fight and another group of people that just realize they lost.
Yeah.
And 2020, the election was stolen, so they're primed for the election being stolen again, because Donald Trump keeps telling them the election is going to be stolen. But when the numbers come in, that hermit card, some people are going to realize this is too big a discrepancy.
Yeah,
it's too big, and yeah, we could be upset about it, but we can. Some people might think, I'll be upset in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah,
but there will be some people who will come out because they've been deluded into this. And I think I like how you ended that, is that the victory is going to be so significant that only the most fanatical people are going to come out to protest it. But they also remember what happened to the last group of most fanatical supporters went out. Many of them are still in prison for their efforts. So again, I think this is going to be a act locally type of thing that goes on. Expect they'll call in bomb threats or leave voicemail messages threatening politicians or something like that. But I don't think there's going to be people storming state capitals and taking them over, and
from the safety of their own living room.
Yeah. You might have spot situations of somebody with an AR-15 shooting up the FBI building or something like that because reasons.
Democratic National Convention building.
Yeah, shoot up the Democratic headquarters because that'll teach them.
Yeah, exactly. That'll learn them.
Alcohol will probably be involved.
You know what I kind of liken it to? We grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, so we watched the 49ers go to the Super Bowl. We really enjoyed the first 4 Super Bowls they went to, or first 5 Super Bowls they went to. Hasn't been a lot of fun since 1994 for us. But it's like when the 49ers played the Broncos and they beat them, I think it was 55-10. It's like, as a Denver Bronco fan, you could be upset and mad at the result, but the result was never in question. You can't go to the streets and protest that the 49ers cheated. Your team got shellacked.
I think there was one point there the score was like 17-3 or something like that, and the refs botched a fumble call or something like that. But in the end of the day, it was a shellacking.
Yeah.
And you could be grumpy, refs cost us a touchdown there, but it's like it wouldn't have mattered. You guys got the snot kicked out of you.
Yeah. And kudos to the Broncos fans. They actually did get their Super Bowl victory.
Yes, they did. And I have friends that grew up in Colorado, and it got to the point where they just wanted the Broncos to lose the AFC Championship game rather than go through another humiliation in the Super Bowl.
I understand. There's a bunch of people in Minnesota that are nodding their heads.
Yeah. Or hell, Buffalo.
Yeah. Oh, those poor guys.
And those Buffalo teams were good. The problem was that the Giants and the Cowboys were just better.
Yeah.
The NFC was loaded with talented teams.
Yeah.
But Terrell Davis, and they got their mid to late 90s Super Bowl win, so good on them.
Yeah, and then they had Peyton Manning helped them get to the Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl too, I believe.
But Elway got the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Elway got one. I believe Manning got one too.
I don't remember. Okay. Anyway, do we want to throw more on this, or are we done here with our nostalgia on NFL?
Tom Brady, who was from San Mateo, which is right down the road. So
yeah.
So if you're a Patriots or a Buccaneers fan, we still rooted for you.
All right, little four-carter on the less spiritual lesson to be learned from the 2024 presidential election. How
I
about
like
that?
it.
We have all these half-an-hour videos. Maybe we can keep this one to about 22 minutes.
Yeah. Good luck.
Spiritual justice undone, justice card, celebration, Kamala Harris card right there.
Yeah.
The burden
Hey, bring that
and the
burden
devil.
over.
Oh, how interesting.
Oh
In the
God,
ball.
yeah. Oh my God.
What's the lesson to be learned from this? It could be that the courts just solve this, but in the end of the day, getting out and voting and voting for the truth, voting for your political beliefs, voting's been made difficult. It's difficult times to vote, but if you get out and vote, you can celebrate your victories. You basically have a choice. You can vote for Kamala Harris or you can vote for Donald Trump. One's going to keep your democracy. One's going to give you an authoritarian government.
Nailed it.
But regardless of how things go, there is so much energy pent up in this country that there's going to be chaos afterwards because we haven't bled off the propaganda that's going on. And until you can get both political parties and their supporters on the same factual reality,
yes,
you will continue to get stuff like this. So you've got to get honesty and truth back in the media, corporate media, or regardless. But in the end of the day, oh God! And the other thing, people refer to Kamala Harris, or as I think it was Linda calls her, the law and order president.
Yeah,
be known as the law and order president. So to me, that's also Kamala Harris getting in there. If she gets in there and starts holding people accountable, it's going to go a long way to helping this country to the 2028 elections.
yes, indeed. Now, what a throw you had there.
What a spread, huh?
Gosh, I mean, because that's
Thanksgiving. It's quite the spread.
Yeah, what I immediately got to on those two clarifiers was Kamala Harris and Trump.
Yeah.
And that burden that we had that 10 of wands bringing it to its conclusion when you threw initially, and then the chaos card. Yeah, it's basically the lesson. That whole lesson here is that we need to make a choice. You have your choice in front of you. There's going to be chaos regardless of who we choose, but it's. As much as I we like to think that we've cornered the market on truth. I'm sure the Republicans feel the same exact way.
Aren't you a Republican?
Well, yeah, but I'm going to talk about the Republican
Party, I know what you mean.
Who buys Trump's nonsense, right?
That's why I'm saying we have to get back onto the same objective reality with the same set of facts, because
the term alternative facts needs to go the heck away.
AKA lies. You can have alternative interpretations of facts, but you cannot have alternative facts. Alternative facts are known as lies.
Yes. I mean, tarot's all about interpretation. Yes. So I get that. But yeah, facts are facts.
Yeah. And the 10 of Wands, this is the burden of being the leading democracy. You're under assault from China and Russia, Iran, North Korea, all trying to undermine your elections.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And if you can undermine American elections, you undermine democracy. You undermine democracy, you undermine the strength of the United States and its world influence. And that makes China and Russia and their allies more powerful.
Yes, indeed. I think we can leave it at that.
And we can end with that. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, please like, share, subscribe, leave comments. Give me that thumbs up, baby. Lots and lots of thumbs up. I want to see everyone who watches the video give us a thumbs up.
Even if you're watching on TV, you're going to have to figure out the remote and hit that little thumbs up button.
Just download it to your phone and thumbs up on the phone.
Anyways, thank you very much. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.